Greetings and much love. I've been making videos for over a while, and I've actually promised myself that I wanted to make more videos and content about, what I'm actually going through and documenting everything. So, my name is Jeremiah, and I'm now 23. My birthday was a week ago. I'm 23. I am CEO of Jeremiah Records, my independent record label, and Jeremiah Technology, where I create digital neurotherapies and neurosonic devices for nervous system regulation and human optimization. And I've also been making videos about, you know, narcissistic abuse, mental health, psychological well being, occult knowledge, hidden knowledge. What else? I also have like a separate channel named Disciples of Aquarius, where I post a lot of videos about what is hidden and the paranormal and the conspiracy theories and whatnot. For some reason, I actually have stopped making media for a while, and I actually didn't know why. And I have been blocked on most of my channels for actually going live. So I'm trying to rebuild, channels. I'm trying to rebuild content and do whatever it is that I can build my community, because in these difficult times and ages, your community is the most important thing that you can build upon. I woke up early today, so the sun is not even still out. It's dark, it's gloomy, it's dark, and I decided to make a video. But I will be posting more videos about you know um on this channel about what I want to achieve and whatnot, and all these things as sort of documents for my life. So 2026 is here, and we're in the second month, approaching the third month of 2026. And if we just have to look back 6 years ago, when the entire agenda of Agenda 30 started to be enforced and be enrolled um, throughout the entire globe. We started with global pandemics, we started with economic crisis, with the rage bait material about racism. We started, the wars and the genetic manipulation of humanity and whatnot. I think it's fair to say that those who have awakened, they know what's up, and those who have not awakened or refuse to not see anything, then that's fine too. I really encourage y'all to not fall into this trap that you have to wake people up, you have to awaken other people. That's no longer our job. We have been misled for over a decade, or since 2020, well, 2012, that we're here on this planet to actually reawaken others and to raise the vibration of the frequency of planet Earth and all of that new age mumbo jumbo bullshit. And I'm actually here to tell y'all that that's not your job. It's not your job to, interrogate and awaken someone else's conscious awakening, or infiltrate someone's nervous system to send more energy up to the pineal gland to reawaken. It's not your business. It's not your business to keep on trying to be someone that you're not. It's not your business trying to fit into this society. It's not your responsibility for the awakening of other people or their spiritual paths or whatever path they walk on. None of it is your fault, especially if you're Gen Z. Don't be misled, don't be misguided, don't be misinformed that it's your responsibility for the global awakening and whatnot. No, it's not. You are responsible for your own well-being. You're responsible for your own path. Sure, don't be an asshole. Just if you can help people here and there, that's fine. But don't take anything that has happened for the last few years as like, oh well, we failed humanity. We have never failed humanity, because it was never our job to save humanity in the first place. It was our job as an awakened collective, or people who are, of the conscious community, or who are just awakened individuals, to just return to yourself and know that you are creation in the flesh, and work on your passions and whatnot, and then come together and just build something new for yourself. And when you build something new for yourself, which is stable, you can build your community around its stability and, link up with like-minded people and build new infrastructures, new systems, new ways of beings, new architectures of living, of being, of growing your own food, of building your own houses, a new society. But it's not your job to convince other people to join them. It's simply just your own job or your own task to be as authentically yourself as possible and express that into the external world. And whenever you are attracting people who are like-minded, then that's what you should focus on. It's not your job to be a brand. It's not your job to be anything other but thyself. And I really feel that we have been misled and misguided that we had to be anything but ourselves. So I've been on this journey for, a long time now, and I really have noticed that the biggest thing that I regret was not trusting myself and being fully authentically myself. I was always adjusting, I was always adapting to something, you know, um, whilst convincing the world that I was doing my own thing. And in a way, I have done my own things because if you're completely independent and you're an outsider of society, you have to do everything, independently by yourself, regardless regardless whether you fit in or don't fit in, belong or you don't belong. It doesn't really matter. But I've never truly stepped into my full authentic power to, as of right now, where I'm just saying, well, I refuse to be a product of someone else's culture. I refuse to be, a part of any of these systems, and I'm going to become, a full-time entrepreneur and work for myself, and just, change my name into what I want to and what I want to represent for myself, and keep it moving. And the biggest authentic change, like shift that I made, was not about, trying to prove to other people. It was actually the opposite of trying to prove anything at all. Just stop doing that. Don't participate, don't compete, don't stay stuck in the red race, don't try to prove anything. Just grab your stuff, grab your shit, and leave. And I have made a new channel named the Disciples of Aquarius, where I want to dive deeper into, conspiracy theories, the mysteries of the universe, the mysteries of life, occult knowledge, deep knowledge, all that kind of stuff, and build a community over there with like-minded people who are also seekers, scientists, researchers, you know, deep intellect stuff, intuitive, psychics, whatever you want to call them, like the outer reachers of human civilization. And what we're going through right now, and the reason why I just don't show my face is because it's really early in the morning, and I was like, I'm just gonna do what I want to do. The reason why it's very important right now to just stay authentically yourself and not try to be a part of anyone's club. I wouldn't be a part of anyone's, club, won't be part of anyone's, agenda, society, whatever. Is that the more authentically you are, um, and the more authentically you are just for your own being and express yourself authentically, the more you're likely going to attract like-minded individuals, because this really is the time to build a new community, build build new shit, build new stuff, because we cannot keep on going with this old agenda. And I've also been contemplating about, living as a digital nomad, because why should I pay almost like 3,000, like I'm a European citizen, so 3,000 euros to live in a 30, you know 30 meter, or like, because we have a different metric system, so it's like 12 feet, 12 foot something, 15 feet, 15 feet square meter, 15 feet, 15 foot, square foot apartment, um for 3,000 euros, where you can literally just travel through Europe as a digital nomad, hopping Airbnbs, hotels, hostels, motels, whatever, um, you know, for maybe like 1,200 euros in a month. in a month. And that's just by traveling to different cities and whatnot per country, including the food. That's in, the southern eastern part of Europe and Asia and whatnot. Like, it's doable. It's doable. And just be an entrepreneur and sell my digital products and live for myself and be a sovereign being. Or just, hiring a van and just living in a van life and doing what I want to do. Because however you twist and turn, especially here, you know, um, where I live in the Netherlands, the country has fallen. The country has fallen, and what's even worse is that people keep on looking at these things and think that, it's not happening to them, and they're still defending all of this shit. And the worst position you can be in, especially if you think that you're an awakened individual, is trying to be in a position to awaken other people who purposely want to stay asleep and want to keep on, tolerating this agenda and this just outrageous sick society. So to drop the mask and to drop all of that shit about, trying to be as conventional as possible and realizing that, you need to do your own thing, you need to stand by yourself and stand with your convictions and have your own plan, your own vision, and work hard towards your goal. I think is really important for a lot of people who are in the upper regions of, like, okay, well, consciousness awakening, to make a practical plan for financial sovereignty, financial independence. you know have your own business, be your own entrepreneur, and know how to generate money, so you can just move wherever. And if your business is primarily like online, or through services or whatever, that could even be greater, because you can just work from any place wherever in the world. If you know how to carry Wi-Fi with you, like just stable internet connections and whatnot, then your business is already there. It's already there, especially in the cyberspace. um the age of the cyberspace we're in right now, that most things are just digital content, whether it would be of, like, you know surfaces of knowledge and all that kind of stuff. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? So I mainly just wanted to um give an update about um what I wanted to do with this channel, because I'm going to, do a lot with these channels, and I'm still, out here creating my music and, the technology. I've rebranded to Jaredite Technology for all that stuff. And I'm still working on that thing and keep on going with it. As y'all know, Aquarian God is a long dead, because they've been blocking my ass. They've been blocking my ass for a fucking years. It's like, geez. I've started Aquarian God in 2023, and it's just insane. Like, we're 3 years further on the line, and I keep getting banned and blocked. So I just rebranded to Jaredite Technology instead, and sell my neurotherapies and neuro programs under a new brand name, because what the fuck is this? This is just some shit. So I think what we really need to focus on in 2026 is, we know the things about the e-files, about the epi files, and what they're doing, and with the children and all that kind of stuff. We've been knowing, we've been saying this since 2016. Those who were really onto the real files and onto the real things they're doing right now, we have been telling you for a decade. So the issue is not to try to awaken them, because you will only get censored anyways. I think the best thing you can do is to come up with a solution, how to gather a community and start um attracting like-minded people. And once you have that, you can capitalize off of that by building land, or building a community that prioritizes human evolution and consciousness and creation, and build your business off of that, and live independently with the community that has the same morals and values. Stop trying to be mainstream, because the mainstream that stream goes downhill. that shit goes downhill. And even the most popular people, we have seen the most popular people, fall off, get canceled, die off fast, like really fast. All these deaths that been happening and that kind of stuff with all these celebrities. Like we've seen the greatest man go down. We've seen the greatest man go down. So it's not about, getting like 10 million followers of random people. You rather have 20 people who, have, like-minded ideas and share the like-minded, community who want to invest their money into the idea of building on land and the community. And they at least have 100 people who are your main clients who want to, let's say, buy your product of, $20, 100 times 20. Well, they actually already looking at like 2000, you know um $2,000 a month. And if you say like, well, I have like an entire program that costs like $100, 100 times 100, whether you have 100,000, you know what I'm saying? So that's just the best way you can go. And that's actually the only way you can go, because there isn't really much out there. Really isn't much out there anymore to try to fit into mainstream society, global society, what is conventional and whatnot. They're eventually going to push you out of society, which they are doing right now. And the biggest mistake that I've made, you know, being my age now, I recently turned 23, and I've been knowing about this information since 13, 15. But you're a preteen at 13. Like, what the fuck do you know? And you're a teenager at 15 until 19, and it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And the worst regret I had, or still have, is trying to change yourself to fit into a place that doesn't want you, truly, and to actually not fully trusting yourself to build stability by yourself. Because knowing what I know now about the agendas and where it's all going, I really regret not having invested, time when I was 18, of just sitting down, figuring out what it is, what I truly, truly need. Wanting and desires are something else, but like necessities. What do I need? What does my nervous system require? What does my neurotype require? Especially if you're neurodivergent, you know, what do I require in order to, you know, um, live a abundant, healthy, and wealthy lifestyle? And that's actually just a consistent stream of creating and capitalizing of your creations. And it may not look like as glamorous as people make it may seem on social media with performing, but that's not your thing. Your thing is to just create, promote, sell, gather the money, and invest that money into further things and live your life like that. And I didn't do that, and I was more obsessed with the image of performing and trying to belong to places where I don't even belong anyways, instead of doing what needed to be done. So after experiencing all these things and being kicked out of society, and starting my own two businesses, and now being my own registered CEO of my business and whatnot, I'm like, well, what I want to do, I just want to follow my own path and do what I want to do, because the path that I used to walk on, it really went nowhere. It went nowhere fast. So I really start to start to share more about my story and awakening and all these things, um on just on my channel and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, my awakening, consciousness awakening, my stories and whatnot. And I keep on posting, my music on Jerodiah Records. I sell beats, I sell soundtracks, I sell soundscapes. And on Jerodiah Technology, I sell digital neural programs, so that actually rewires and retrains the brain to have better habits, chronic pain relief, and healing the body, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think this really is the age and time to just be as transparent as possible, and just do what needs to be done. Don't care about looking perfect, but just express yourself. Self expression over, false self identification.